Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the Cicero Regular Town Board Meeting, Wednesday, March 8th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. Please note there are two exits in the rear of the building and one up front to my right. And if you would, please silence your cell phone. And at this time, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing to remember those who are serving in harm's way. Thank you. If anyone would like to come up and speak on behalf of any of the agenda items, you may, but if it's pertaining to the public hearing, you can come up during that time. Anyone wish to come up? No? Okay, we'll start with Counselor White for the approvals of abstracts.
Approval of abstracts. Move for the adoption of a resolution approving abstracts number 9 of 2023 dated 3/1/2023 and number 10 of 2023 dated 3/8/2023.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed.
Approval of budget modifications and transfers. Move for the adoption of a resolution approving the budget modifications and transfers as presented.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Number 5, public hearing, Carmen J. Sesta, 6550 Lakeshore Road, tax map number 080.01-14.1, proposed zone change from RM to ag. And this has been advertised, and I wish to waive the reading.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
The planning board voted and recommended that the zone change to the January 15th meeting was moved to us. And if we'd like the applicant to come up and speak on behalf of his zone change. And we'll open up the public hearing at 6:32.
Just push the button on, yep. Hello, my name's Carmen Sesta. I want to switch the land at 6550 Lakeshore from RM, is it 10 or 12? I'm not sure what it is, to agricultural. I just want to build a house and have a small pole barn for a couple horses, and that's it.
And there's the property in question. Any board comments?
How many horses? Just two.
Two?
Yep.
Anyone else? No?
Do you currently have horses now?
I don't, but I took care of a few over the years. I'm pretty familiar with them.
So you know what you're getting yourself into then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I just asked as a horse owner myself.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak on behalf of the project? If not, anybody here to speak against the project? Or, I'm sorry, against the zone change? No, with that being said, we will close the public hearing at 6:34 p.m. Any board comments?
I did have one more. I apologize. Are you gonna? So the pole barn is just gonna be for the two horses. Are you gonna have any, are you doing any boarding?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. We'll move on to the seeker. Move for the adoption resolution that the applicant known as Carmen J. Sesta, a change in zone district from residential multiple RM to agricultural AG from the property located at 6550 Lakeshore Road, tax map number 080.01-14.1 as an unlisted action for the required purpose of seeker compliance. The purpose action will not have any negative impact on the environment and involves no other permit granting authorities outside of the town. According to the proposed action, it does not require preparation of a draft environment impact statement of any other statement as adopted.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Decision. Move for the adoption resolution approving the applicant known as Carmen J. Sesta for a change in zone district from residential multiple RM to agricultural AG for the property located at 6550 Lakeshore Road, tax map number 080.-01-14.1, to be known as local law number 6 of 2023.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Move on to number 6 has been removed. And number 7, Counselor, or Deputy Supervisor.
Want to talk about number 6 at all, or?
So I have a new secretary. Her name is Jackie Levesque. Many of you know her. And she's a great addition to my office. And she's been around town hall for a while. I kind of took her from Tracy and Nicole.
Just to point out that we're not approving it because it's your appointment. It's not subject to board approval.
And it's already been established. Correct. Okay.
7?
Yep.
Approve new hire for Parks and Recreation. Move the adoption resolution approving the hiring of Jacob Hansen as Recreation Leader Assistant Basketball Coach at a pay rate of $25 per hour, effective immediately. Budget code B7020.13.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve Peg Halterman to provide consulting services at $75 per hour, not to exceed $4,500. Budget code A131542.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, can we just get a little more background on this?
That would be Elka.
Good evening. Back in 1995, I was the treasurer of the Casanova School District, and the business official at the time was instrumental in creating the Infomatic accounting municipal program. 30 years ago, that was great. It's not so great anymore. And it's basically the same program 30 years later. We're trying to come up into the 20th century and get some accounting software that will be much more user-friendly, be accessible to the department heads, and generate less paper. But first, we've got to establish an accurate chart of accounts. I'm sure you don't realize this, but our trust and agency general ledger runs 53 pages. I've never been in, usually a trust and agency balance sheet will run maybe 1 page. We have a lot of account cleaning up to do. It would also be nice to have the accounts when we set them up to be geared into filing with the AUD. In other words, setting up an account and linking it to the proper accounts within the AUD to make the filing of that program or that year-end report much easier. Peg is the one of the leading consultants for the Springbrook software package that we've agreed to buy, and she's a Cicero resident. What's the chances of that? And she's also had a lot of experience, especially dealing with New York municipalities and all the intricacies of New York. So to get a good starting point with our software conversion, I wanted some help with someone who's got experience. I don't know it all. I'm the first to admit it, but I think Peg is an excellent asset. She's willing to do it. She's willing to do it after hours on weekends, and I'm more than willing to accept any help that I can get so that the software runs smoothly.
Just to add on to that, I think it's smart for us to be doing this type of thing when we're switching financial systems. I mean, might as well start off on the right foot, then try to backtrack later on. So I'm glad we're switching to a new system, and I'm glad that we're going about this the right way to make sure we're starting on the right foot.
And we have the opportunity to do something right the first time.
Yeah, yep.
So that's good. Anyone else? Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed.
Move the adoption resolution approving the purchase of one base station, 27 portable and 15 mobile police radios for the police department from United Radio for $49,393.80 after the application of a credit from United Radio for $91,701.77. The funds to come from ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion. Anyone want to comment on this? I'll comment on it. Back a few months ago, the chief came to us and said we need to buy all the radios for the department. And these were the least expensive radios. They worked through the town. We were assured they would work through the town. And we found a lot of dead spots after they were given to us. So now we're moving to the Motorola radios. Will serve us better. And I give the chief some credit that to try to save the town some money in the beginning. And sometimes things like this don't happen or don't work out, I should say. So that's where we're at.
I would just add on, the vendor United Radio represented that these were equivalent to in terms of quality and in some ways superior to, because they would be serviced if there's any service in the United States instead of being shipped to Mexico, which would take a lot longer. We are not the only agency that has had problems with these radios. And the other thing I would say is that there is money available for this kind of thing through the county, and we are applying for a grant, not for the entire cost, but just for the differential between the ones that we originally bought and the increased cost for the Motorola. So for that 49,000 and change. So hopefully the county will come through on that. We'll have the radios that work and for essentially the same price to us that we had hoped to pay originally.
And chief, they took all these out of the vehicles at no charge and implemented the new ones with no charge at all, correct?
Process. Well, for safety reasons, yes, they are doing it at no cost, and when the new ones come in 6 months or 9 months, however long it's going to take, they're going to reinstall them for free. Just a little history on it. It was March 1st of last year that United Radio came to Central Chiefs and gave their pitch that these EF Johnsons were equal to or better than the Motorola's. Myself and a few other agencies opted to go with EF Johnsons to save money. And what happened was after we got them in our cars and our portables, we noticed that there was dead spots in the Bridgeport area, Brewerton area, but more importantly is when we're executing warrants, and by law, we have to follow up on warrants. And with our great criminal justice system in New York State, we get a lot of warrants, like 26 a week, and we have to work those. And we're in Pennville, and the EF Johnson does not work, but our Motorola did work. So luckily, we at least had a radio that was working at the time. And that's when I said, enough is enough. We went to United Radio and said, the stuff's got to come out. We got to put the old stuff back in, and we need to get these things ordered ASAP.
Perfect. Well,
Thank you for that, chief.
all in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Approve proposal for grant procurement and management assistance. Move for the adoption resolution to approve the town supervisor to sign agreement with SSS Funding and Procurement Resources LLC to provide grant assistance as needed. I met with a grant writer in the town of Salina who they already use the services from this person. And I was expecting her to come tonight, but we could not get her. We could not reach her. So we can bring her to another meeting, but I'll have if this goes through tonight, it's $90 an hour. She works on that, and there's no $1,000 retainer fee. She waived that for us. And if we have our different departments need some grants, we're more than welcome to use her. She's also stated that she's willing to work with the fire departments, the local fire departments, so we can share her with them at their cost, which would be great. We have nothing now, so if we can get something is better than nothing. And she's right in line with all the stuff that's going on out there. So she knows.
I'll second that.
Is there a budget code?
Is there a budget code? There is no budget code. It's not, we didn't pay anything yet, so wherever it's gonna come from, we can probably determine that at the time where it's gonna come out of, I would say. That'd be correct?
Depending on what department.
Depending on
whatever
what department
uses
it's gonna
it.
come out of, so there's no budget code right now.
Okay.
That'd be correct, Elka? Would you say?
Yes.
Because you can't really put a budget code on anywhere right now. Right. Okay, anybody else?
I support this. I think the value of a good grant writer is obvious. I just hope this one takes, because in the 8 years I have been doing this, we have had, this is the next great thing. We had the municipal shared service agreement with the city of Syracuse, I think, for one of their grant writers one time under Supervisor Vineski. We've had several other people be represented to us as this person's going to get us, millions of dollars in grants, and it never seems to pan out. So while I again see the value and I support this, I'm just hoping that this time it actually, this person actually delivers on the potential or the promise or what have you, because we've been disappointed before, I guess is all I'm saying. But I'm going in with a positive attitude. Please don't take that as pessimism. And just
Oh, and on that, really.
my fingers crossed this time.
In on that, we have to, if we don't utilize her, then we don't have the opportunity to get some grants. So I understand where you're
disagree
coming
with-
from.
I don't disagree with you on that. It's just for whatever, and there have been numerous reasons, but whatever. I'm just saying, and it is certainly incumbent upon people to go to her and say what they're looking for and what they need and
Correct.
have her do her job. Absolutely.
Okay, anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Should abstain or vote no or abstain? Passed. And I will say on that, we will have a department head meeting, and we'll invite her in so they can talk. She can talk with everybody, and we can go from there. And hopefully it works out for us. Counselor Carp?
Whereas the New York State Department of Transportation proposes construction, reconstruction, or improvement of New York State Route 31 at Thompson Road and South Bay Road intersection improvements project in the town of Cicero located in Onondaga County, PIN 3037.71. And whereas the state will include as part of the construction, reconstruction, or improvement of the above mentioned project, the relocation and adjustment to sewer mains and appurtenances pursuant to section 10, division 24 of the state highway law as shown in the contract plans related to the project and meeting the requirements of the owner. And whereas the service life of the relocated and or replaced utilities has not been extended, and whereas the state will provide for the reconstruction of the above mentioned work as shown in the contract plans relating to the above mentioned project, now therefore be it resolved the town of Cicero approves of the relocation of an adjustment to their sanitary sewer mains and appurtenances and the above mentioned work performed on the project and shown on the contract plans relating to the project, and that the town of Cicero will maintain or cause to be maintained the adjusted facilities performed as above stated and shown on the contract plans. Be it further resolved, the supervisor has the authority to sign with the concurrence of the town board any and all documentation that may become necessary as a result of this project as relates to the town of Cicero. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the town of Cicero is hereby directed to transmit 5 certified copies of the foregoing resolution to the New York State Department of Transportation.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, Kate, is this for the roundabout? So what happens if we were to vote no?
This is really just to give them permission, if they have to adjust our sanitary sewer, like they have to adjust water mains, so they're dealing with aqua on that and electrical wires. So the only thing that's town owned is the sewer. So there's one place that there's a conflict. So they're showing that they're gonna, adjust it. So I don't think we'd want to vote no at all.
I was gonna
Um,
say, if we were, voting no doesn't stop them from tearing through the. sewer, right?
I think if we voted no, they'd build it right over
No.
what we have. And then if we have a problem, we're gonna be digging up their,
You don't want to do that. And theoretically, if by some miracle, someone, was visited by the common sense fairy and decided to not do a roundabout and improve the intersection instead,
Yeah.
this would be necessary as well, right? If they were.
no, actually, I honestly believe if they didn't do the roundabout, we wouldn't have had the conflict. The one conflict we have is, it's just the force main that's coming out of the fire station that crosses Route 31 goes south
Oh,
and goes around. That's the only conflict that they're
Gotcha.
looking at adjusting.
But in any case, it would be very bad. I'm getting from our town attorney if we vote no. So,
I don't think we'd want to vote no.
Okay.
No,
I mean, if we could,
I-
this is not the way to stop the roundabout, in other
Well,
words.
right.
I'll just state that I am adamantly against this round. I think
As
we've
I
all-
think
we've all
probably
been-
everybody in this room is adamantly
Yeah,
opposed
so-
to it, and no one cares outside of this room pretty much. So
No, it's
I-
going, gonna be bid on May 18th. It goes out what they're called letting. So that's on May 18th is that date. And then construction is supposed to start, I think, probably July,
So this is happening
Early
this
July.
summer.
this summer and into next year. So.
That's good.
So
we'll
by the-
get more
by the-
A lot
details.
of angry people.
Well, by the next meeting, we should have a better idea. We have a meeting with DOT next Wednesday. The questions were, I sent today were the ones for the roundabout was one of them. The sidewalks coming up Route 11 was one, and then the bridge is the other one up from Brewerton. So we'll have more for everybody next meeting. More information.
Hey, Steve, hasn't that, and Kate, hasn't that water main given us problems in the past?
I mean, the sewer.
The sewer, yeah.
I think you've had an alarm there a couple times with
Yeah.
the pump, when the pump.
Yeah.
issue. Yep.
Okay. Okay, anyone else? No?
Just, I guess, before I vote, I'll just again say it's incredibly disappointing the state did not take our concerns or the citizens of Cicero's concerns about this project seriously. It's very upsetting that we were just looked over like our opinion doesn't matter. So
Well, we're trying to build better relationships with the state DOT. I can affirm you that. Correct? Kate? Trying. Anyone else? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Discussion? Would you like, you have something, right, Mike?
I can go through.
Okay. I'd like to give our kudos to our safety committee, our town employees. We have no pest recordable incidents in 365 days. So that is something to be proud of in this town. And I want to thank our safety committee chairman, Lieutenant Jim Myers, Mike Halter, who works with Haler Fire and Coon, and our safety committee in that whole. So thank you very much. I'd also, that's great. That's great. I know winter's not over, but I'd like to thank our highway department for all their hard work this winter. Getting out there at 2, 3 in the morning isn't for everyone. And I'd like to thank our all the wingers that were also part of it. So again, thank you very much. And I'll go over some police calls with everyone. 2022, as of this time, we had 3,446 calls. And as of this time right now, in 2023, we had 2,825. In 2022, we had 94 general reports and 74 domestics and 111 accidents. In 2023, we have 111 general reports and 69 domestics and 105 accidents. Total arrests for 2022 were 57. In 2023, there's 70. And stops, traffic stops for 2022 were 211. In 2023, 342. Great job to the men and women in our Cicero Police Department for all their hard work. It's just for a couple months, but that's where we are at right now.
can I put you on the spot, Chief, just to highlight what's going on with our SPO program? Anything exciting happening in our schools?
We had our monthly meeting today at the school. Things are going really, really well. Don Keegan actually sat in for part of the meeting, was complimenting on the relationships that we have with the schools. And we're working on our budget for next year, and they're really, really supportive of it. And we're looking at some other enhancements right now that we'll talk about at a later date, but things are going really, really well. And the kids and the parents and grandparents love it.
Great to hear.
Anyone else?
Thanks, Mr. Supervisor. Just a quick announcement. My next open office hours will be Saturday, March 25th, 10 to 11 a.m. at the Noble in Brewerton.
Okay, with that being said, we'll open up the public input. Anybody like to come up and speak? Come on up. Just state your name and your address, if you could, please.
Hello, my name is Paul Finch. I reside at 6742 West Murray Street. I'm a homeowner, self-made businessman, and vice president of the United Lake Vacation Rentals Alliance. I wanted to thank the board this evening for your actions in withdrawing a law to ban vacation rentals in the Cicero area. You have shown that our voices matter and the local government listens. What started as a small group has blossomed to a vibrant community organization that is excited to work with our local lawmakers, participate in the community, and contribute to our local economy. With Micron and other projects planned in our area, I know that our members and other homeowners are excited to be part of this next chapter of growth and opportunity in Cicero. We're seeing that all around the lake. Just look at what the United Indian Nation has created at Sylvan Beach. We remain ready and willing to participate in the comprehensive planning committee process. Again, I thank the board for their wise actions, and on behalf of the whole United Lake VRA, thank you and have a good evening.
Anyone else? Come on up. Our county legislator. Tim Burtis.
Thank you. Good to see everybody. Tim Burtis, 9444 Hawkeye Drive. I wasn't planning on doing this, but we were talking about relationships with New York State DOT. And of course, they have always seemed to be difficult as long as I've been around. I'm continuing to try to make things better and been reaching out. And of course, as Micron's been coming, don't know if you guys have discussed here, don't remember if you've talked about what's going on out on 81 right here locally. I'm having a meeting next week with the DOT representative that's been assigned to keep legislators updated. Her name's Betsy, talking about the 500 trees that they're just started cutting today out on 81. If you see, and you look closely in our area here, they've been surveying, they've been coring, looking for future expansion of 81. I don't have all the details of that. That's what I've been given: tree falling and then of coring samples. And you'll see them all around as you look and observe. So that's been going on, and that's very interesting. Of course, we are all getting ready for what is coming. Let me just say it is coming. Every week somebody asks me, is it really? Let me tell you, it is. Micron is coming. And so all the more reason to be talking to, building relationships with New York State DOT. Yes, of course. Mr. Maurizio, it is a challenge. So we're trying, of course, as many of us are out and about lately, lots of talk about continuing traffic, and that, of course, is on everybody's mind. So this is a piece of it. Then quickly over to Chief's concern with the radios. We didn't make. We are following up, trying to move forward with getting some grant money to help with the relief there, and we'll continue to do that. So it's nice to see everybody. Thank you.
Tim, yes, I have a meeting with Tanisha Murphy of the, she's working down there now with them, with DOT. So that's great. Yep, you got it. Anyone else like to speak tonight? Go ahead, Teresa.
A couple of special events coming up. If you can mark your calendar, we'd love your support. We have a spaghetti dinner at the senior center scheduled for Saturday, March 25th, from 3 to 6:30 p.m. You can buy tickets at the door for $10 or $7 tickets in advance through the senior center or the canteen or my office. And also the Cicero Easter egg hunt this year. We have scheduled that for April 1st, and it's going to be also a skate event, and it's going to be held at the Mac Center. And you just need to sign up online or through our office. And that's on Saturday, April 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
The
Thank you.
canteen spaghetti dinner, that's still going to have the cake raffle, though, right?
Yes,
Dessert
well,
raffle.
the dessert raffle, but lots of raffle desserts. Yes. Yep. And then just one other thing, I just want to give you a quick update. I wish I had better and more news about progress with the splash pad, but I definitely will for next meeting. I can't even tell you, it's been since March of last year that I had put in a permit or an application for with National Grid to move a gas line. We had, for the project to go, we have to move one gas line that's at William Park. And it has been a nightmare, to say the least. But anyway, I got word yesterday that we are on the agenda for their meeting on Friday to schedule to have the work done. So meanwhile, we've kind of postponed. The consultant hasn't been able to come in and, start the project yet. But I'm waiting to see when they're going to schedule it. I'm hoping it'll be really soon, but he told me it could be 4 to 6 weeks out. But we shall see.
When did we request that?
I requested it back in March of last year, 2022.
I wish I knew that. And I could have made some phone calls. We probably could
Oh, well,
have.
the application was in, but I had put a hold on it because we're thinking about doing it in the summer, and I didn't want it to be done in the summer. I said, let's do it anytime after Labor Day, but before the end of October. And anyway, it's just been trying to get in touch with people and have them get back in touch with you has been a real challenge. But the splash pad equipment was delivered. We have that in stock, and the contractor should be ready to go once we have the gas line moved. And I put in a call today for the playground equipment to find out when we're going to get that. They had originally told me when I placed the order that it would probably be sometime in April. So our goal was to have the splash pad and project be complete by July 1st. And that may still happen, but it's quite possible it'll be sometime later in the summer, but that's where we're at, and I'll keep you posted.
You want to give us one more for Friday?
One more what?
One more.
Oh, I didn't know, because you said maybe it would be next meeting. Okay. Yeah. One other thing. We have our annual, what's called CNYRPS, Central New York Recreation and Park Society. Every year has an awards banquet, and we recognize, all sorts of agencies and people and programs. We had submitted an application for Bill Alley on our Parks Department to possibly receive the Outstanding Service Award, and he won it. And so Friday, we are going to the luncheon for that, and he'll get that. And I think we have like 12 people coming on his behalf from the town for that. So maybe at the next board meeting, if he can make it, we'll get him to make an appearance and he can show his plaque and we can recognize him. But yeah, it's a great honor. He's really been a true asset, all the work he does for the town and our department. So. Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks. Anyone else? No? That being said, make a motion to close the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.